Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to plot a line and input a line equation through the input bar and do a couple of other things with linear equations. To plot a line, the definition of a line is the shortest distance between 2 points, so we probably want to go ahead and plot 2 points. So for example, I can come over here to the new point tool, click on it, and click on a point here and a point somewhere else. This looks like a good place. I now have 2 points and I can create a line. I come over here to the line tool. If I click on that down arrow, it shows me various types of lines that I can put. I'm just going to make this a regular line. And then once again, I click on that, nothing happens. To create the line, come over here and click on the first point, the second point, and there's my line. Now one thing that you'll notice over here in the algebra view, it puts the equation of the line here. But the equation of that line is in the standard form. If you're anything like me, you're not crazy about the standard form. I prefer the slope-intercept form. Right-click on this. It will bring you up some options, and you can see right here, equation y equals mx plus b. If you click on that, it will change that form for you, so you can see a little bit better how that's working. Now, one thing that you can do with the constructed line is you can move it around. So if I wanted to take this point, make sure that you're on the pointer, take this point and move it, you can move your line to different places and it will change the linear equation associated with that. Another thing that you can do is if you already have a line equation and you want to plot it, is you can come down here to the input bar and let's do a simple line. We'll input here, make sure you're clicked in there, y equals 2x plus 4. We know the slope of this line is 2. We know that the y-intercept is positive 4. So I click enter, and guess what happens? It plots my line for me. It puts the line equation up here, and now I have my line plotted by the equation as opposed to plotting 2 points. Now I can't do a whole lot with this. I can move the entire line, but I can't flip it back and forth like I can the one that I've plotted. So there's a couple things you can do with lines. A couple of other things you can do. Let's say I want the parallel form of this. I can go over here and I can click on parallel line and it will draw the parallel line to this. Now let's say I want the perpendicular line to this particular line. I can go over here, I can click on perpendicular, click on this line, and it'll give me the perpendicular. Okay, so I can do a few things with that in that manner. Another thing that I might want to do with lines is measure the slope. These slopes are kind of funky, but we can take this line and we can come up here to the measurement tool. We can click on slope and then click on the line, and it will give us the slope of this particular line. We can do that with every line that we have. We would hope that parallel lines will have the same slope, as they should. Sometimes when you do this, it puts the slope in an odd place. For example, I had to zoom out to see that it put the slope down here. But if you remember, I created parallel lines here, and those slopes are the same as they should be. Okay, that's pretty much it with lines. You can feel free to play around with those and do what you feel like you need. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you was, let's clear some of this stuff out. I'm going to show you how to graph something that's a little bit more complicated than a line given the equation. I'm going to try and delete some of these, maybe. Might help if I click on these. You can delete by clicking on the line and hitting the delete button, or you can right click over here and click on delete. Same thing here, delete. Or again, you can click here, delete, delete. Another way that you can get a new screen is to come to File, New, and just click Don't Save, and it'll free everything up. All right, so let's do a quadratic equation very quickly. We can do this two ways. We can call it a function, f of x, and then we can plot, okay, f of x equals x squared plus 2x plus 3. Notice that here I use the caret to indicate an exponent, and once I hit enter, that's going to show me my quadratic equation, And again, I can move that around, and when I do, kind of hard to see here, when I do, it changes my function values. So another thing that you can do with GeoGebra. All right, that's it. Have some fun.